watcher, welcome back to the channel. This is the Essential Handyman, I'm Ian. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get your electric lawnmower ready if you've left it over winter without emptying the fuel. I'm going to show you how to do the servicing items you need to do to get this thing up and running after misusing it, not putting it away properly for the winter. Let me show you, take you through point by point what you got to do to get this thing running. First thing you want to do is check your spark plug. So pop that off, leave it there. Get your spark plug wrench. Okay, so you can see it's not too bad. There's a little bit of it, it's pretty clean. There's a little bit of carbon and gunk here, so we'll wipe this off and give this a hit with a wire brush. Just standard blue rag, shop towel, it's good for this. Get that in there, just clean it off. Most of it's cleaned off already, but with a soft wire brush, not a hard one. Give that a little clean. As you can see, that's come up as good as new. We'll put that back in. Porcelain and everything looks cool. Right, put this in with your finger. Never put these in straight away with your ratchet, because if you cross thread it, you can say goodbye to the engine. So just do it by hand to start with, and then just snug it down a little bit. Spark plug cover, put that on there. This one for the snap. Once it's snapped on, we're okay. Okay, so the next thing to look at is the air filter. This is this little box here. That just comes out of there. Whew, well, you can see it's about as good as they come. If they are dirty, you can give them a quick hit with you. If you've got a shop vac, you know, an air compressor, great, use that to hit it. Otherwise, these sort of cans, compressed gas duster, these are pretty good. Open it up and you'll get a little bit of moisture on there, but that'll dry off in a couple of minutes. Put that back in. It just goes straight back on. Right. If it's a really bad air filter, you can get replacement parts. So we check the spark plug, we check the air filter, both of those are okay. Now we're going to check the oil. Okay, this is your oil filler cap. We can take this out. This is where the dipstick will be. Just another bit of blue shop rag again. Clean it off. And the reason you clean it off is because when you move it around, it can slosh around and it can register higher on the dipstick than it actually is. So if you clean your first dipstick extraction off, then the next one, you'll know you get an accurate mark. That one there is pretty good. There's about an inch of oil in there. When you look at the maximum and minimum, it's a little bit too much, but better to have too much than too little. It's only slightly over. If there was too little, you'd obviously add some oil in there, slowly until it reaches the required limit. That's the third thing. And the fourth thing we're going to check is the petrol, which is around the other side again. Okay, so the next thing to do, and the last thing to do in terms of just yearly maintenance, is to empty the petrol tank. Now, if you've got more than one of you, the easiest way to do this is to take this cap off. I'm obviously going to put it back on, so I don't want it all coming out. And someone hold a container, or someone tips it onto its side, and you tip out all of the oil, all of the petrol into a container. Now, I'm on my own, so that's too much of a faff. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be draining it from the carburettor. There's a drain valve here, a drain plug on the front of the carburettor, and that will also drain. It's the lowest point of the engine. That will also drain any fuel that's in there, and that will be stale fuel. Okay, if you see here, we got a little little nut, and that is a 10mm. So if you're not sure how much, because you think there's only a little bit of petrol in there, you can lay a little bit of a shop rag down. But what I tend to do is like cut up a 2-litre bottle, something like a Fanta. This is a Fanta bottle. You could do any sort of Coke bottle or anything like that. Get that in there, and that will catch any oil, any petrol that escapes. Now let's see. Move this. Put that in there. Zoom you out a little bit. Let's see what we're doing in terms of petrol, shall we? Okay, it's starting to come out. Okay, yeah, we've got some petrol there. Not much. We'll just leave this here for a minute, let that drain out properly. Let gravity do its job. When this is finished, we will tip it up a little bit so we can get a little bit more. And I think we can see why the engine wasn't working. I've got the nut in there, I'll drop the nut. Look at the colour of that. That is disgusting. We'll lift it up with a little bit of encouragement to get some more out. Right, I think that's as much as we're going to get out of there. Put that shop towel down there. Just oh my goodness, that is disgusting. Now, let me show you the difference. That Tango bottle is what was in my jerry can for petrol tools for last year. I've got just a standard jerry can, and that's been in there a year, so I didn't want to risk it, so I emptied that out, and that is the colour of petrol that's a year old. Look at that, that's disgusting. Right, okay, in terms of what you do with your motor, now what I would do is I would fill up the petrol tank, I'd put about 1 litre in, and I'd pull the start motor, and I'd see if it works. There's two things that are going to happen. It's either going to fire up beautifully or it's not going to work. If it doesn't work, what you need to do then is you need to take apart the carburettor, clean it, put it back together, and then it should work. The problem is if you put petrol in first, then when you take the carburettor off, which is where this drain plug is, oh incidentally be careful of the little rubber washer on the drain plug, don't lose that, then it's going to leak out of there again. So I'm going to cut this video here. This is what you would do as your basic annual service, if you like, on your electric mower. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut it here, and I'm going to do another video of taking the carburettor apart and cleaning it and putting it back on the motor, and then we'll see if it starts after that. I may well have another link up to the taking the carburettor. Once I've done that, I'll install that into this video up in the top left hand corner there. As you know, my channel is all about making people a little bit more productive and teaching new skills to people. Thanks very much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done already. Give us a thumbs up, put a comment down below whether or not you've ever done this with your engines, taken them apart, or whether you take it to a specialist. I'll see you on the next video. See ya.